I know people who have died due to hip hop. Tom MacDonald. I hate hip hop. Let's get into it.
Yeah. I'm not a YouTube rapper, come on, give me credit. I don't need to do reactions to get views, okay, I said it. Not a label rapper, I'm way too offensive.
Here we go.
Hold up. I like this build up to the beat drop. That's all I'm gonna say. I like this build up to the beat drop. Okay, let's get back. Let's run it all the way back. This beat is cold.
I'm not a YouTube rapper, come on, give me credit. I don't need to do reactions to get views, okay, I said it. Not a label rapper, I'm way too offensive. Go ahead and call me clickbait, I made millions independent. I'm not a mumble rapper, y'all understand every single word. I'm not taking Xanax, rapping about money, liquor, and girls. Not a SoundCloud rapper, I got hits you actually have heard. I exist outside the internet, done shows around the world. Not a boom bap rapper.
Okay, I get the name now. I hate hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm not a label rapper because I'm too offensive. That little phrase right there says so much. When you sign that label contract, it's like selling your soul. You know you can only say certain things.
Right.
And maybe you're a person who only wants to say those things. I don't know. But I feel like a lot of these label rappers have thoughts like Tom, but they can't express it because they're label rappers. Can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this video.
Right?
Like, Nova did a good job on this one.
The beat, the flow.
Spinning and then reversing. Like, it's doing so many things. This is really cool.
Yeah, you would have thought this was a really expensive shoot. But they did it themselves for probably pennies on the dollar what studio would have charged.
Right.
And he said he's not a mumble rapper, basically because you can hear what he says. I don't remember the exact words he says. But he's really flaming hip-hop once again.
Actually have heard. I exist outside the internet, done shows around the world. Not a boom bap rapper, I'm not stuck in 1990. I like Wu-Tang, but that vibe is kinda old and grimy. Not a conscious rapper, all those rappers sound like SJ Dubs. Not a gangster rapper, cool enough without being a thug. I'm not country rap, I don't play guitar, I don't drive a truck, I don't chew tobacco, get the Chevy stuck 10 feet of mud. I'm not horrorcore, I don't paint my face, I don't trip. I can only be myself, and I am Tom MacDonald. I think I gotta let him know. Hey, hey, hey.
That's his dance move right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like his little trademark right there.
Dang.
So basically, once again, we have Tom. Unapologetically being himself. I think that was what I said my first impression of him.
It's true.
But this is more that also critiquing the current state of the rap game. Which, I mean, you can make endless songs critiquing that. People need to hear it.
Right. Right.
Need to hear it.
Yeah. And as we see, he does like No Good Bastards, he does like church, and like he does do other stuff besides hip hop.
Right, right.
I like it.
I'm not horrorcore, I don't paint my face, I don't trip. I can only be myself, and I am Tom MacDonald. I think I gotta let him know. Hey, hey, hey. And let me say it from the soul, man. I hate hip-hop. How dare you call me a rapper when all these rappers don't have nothing left to say? I hate hip-hop. It's for the liars and actors, these little rappers about as real as they names. I hate hip-hop. Keep the glitz and the glamour, cause all these rappers are putting kids in their graves. I hate hip-hop. The whole culture is cancer, they'll kill their mama for some clout and a chain. I'm not.
Ooh. They'll kill their mama for some clout and a chain. And he also said all these rappers are putting kids in their graves. They really are. I believe, I know people who have died due to hip hop. Straight up.
People? More than one?
Multiple. That we went to school with. Because we didn't grow up in the hood. Like, we went to a decent school. You know what I mean? If you're from St. Louis, we went to Pattonville High School. It's not a horrible area. It has a couple areas that are like, not the best, but it's not the hood. But we've lost friends to the streets who didn't grow up in the hood. It's like growing up in the county, all the county kids want to be thugs and stuff because of hip hop. And so they get into those things, wound up losing your life to the streets. Several people. Several people. I think is directly attributed to hip hop. And that's just the thug influence. That doesn't include the drug influence. I could have lost friends due to that. I didn't know it's because they were influenced to do drugs because of hip hop. Because it could be other things too, and why they did that. You know what I mean? But I've definitely lost several friends due to what I would attribute is the thug influence that hip hop has with glorifying that culture.
Right.
The mainstream rapper, I think they're pathetic. I don't compromise my vision just so I can sell some records. I'm the underground, that means it's hard to sell it. I got mass appeal of Master being catchy with a message. I'm not white boy rap, I actually got the juice and caught a vibe. Bumping Eminem don't mean that all you boomers really rhyme. Not a corny rapper spitting every song in double time. Say so much and don't say nothing, bunch of garbage in your lines. Not a little rapper, I ain't auto-tuning every song. I ain't making tunes exclusively but drinking at the club. Not a candy rap.
But he said, I'm not a Lil rapper. I don't auto-tune every song.
Right. Right.
I mean, other than Lil Wayne, the original Lil, at least the first Lil I heard of, I feel like all these Lil rappers do auto-tune so much.
I do wonder, like, where's the talent?
Do they actually have, like, vocal talent?
Right.
Like, you don't have to be a singer, but do you have a good rap voice? You know what I mean? Do you have vocals? I don't know.
They're just weird. That's it.
You're speaking on some things in this one, as usual.
Tuning every song. I ain't making tunes exclusively but drinking at the club. Not a candy rapper. I ain't making albums full of pop. I ain't Macklemore or Logic, Lil Dicky or Asherah. I ain't emo rap. I ain't shedding tears. I don't cut myself. I don't romanticize suicide upon mental health. I ain't backpack rap. That's my granddad's rap. Please don't take this as a diss. I'm just Tom MacDonald. I think I gotta let him know. Hey, hey, hey. And let me say it from the soul, man. I hate him.
Okay, what was he talking about? Wait, this ain't granddad rap. I don't wear a backpack? He's just saying like old school rap. I didn't really understand what he's talking about there.
No. Hey, hey, hey. And let me say it from the soul, man. I hate him. How dare you?
Wait, what are these people in the hoodies? Like with the pumpkin faces?
I don't know. But when I noticed that, he was talking about emo rap. He done cut himself. And I think it was there before, but when he said that, I looked back to those people or something. I don't know. I don't know what they represent, though.
Maybe it's gonna like come into play next.
Call me a rapper when all these rappers don't have nothing left to say. I hate hip-hop. It's full of liars and actors. These little rappers about as real as they names. I hate hip-hop. Keep the glitz and the glamour, cause all these rappers are putting kids in their graves. I hate hip-hop. The whole culture is cancer. They'll kill their mama for some clout in a chain. I'm so used to hearing people.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't even process that whole hook the first time, right? But he was saying, he said the whole culture is cancer. I agree with that 100%. The hip-hop culture. And that's a tough one, as I get it, because like some of hip-hop culture is like people really live that life and they're just like sharing their life experience. But they do make it look fun, you know what I mean? So there is a glorification aspect, but there's also an aspect like this person really lived that. But I don't know if most rappers really live the things they talk about. I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
He said all these rappers are about as real as their names.
I don't think so. I don't think they live it. I mean, I think very, very, very few people live it.
Right.
I think those people are too busy living it to be doing a bunch of nonsense.
Right. I think some rappers really did live it. They have the prison record to show for it. It's not glorious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of them did.
But how do we know the difference between the rappers that were influenced by hip hop, and
Right.
so they have the prison record, so they become a rapper, and the people who were like born into it had no choice?
I mean, I don't think it really matters to know the difference because from like our perspective, it's still the same. It's still a bunch of stuff that I don't want to partake in. You know, whether you're fake doing it or really doing it. To me, it's all the same. It's like I don't want to do any of it.
No.
I don't want to fake do it or really do it. I don't want to be a part of that culture. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't really care who's faking and who's not. But it's funny it calls other people fake.
I wonder. See, that's a weird thing about hip hop to me. I feel like people like the music, but at what point does somebody say, "Oh, I want to be just like this. I want to do this"?
I think when you're really young. Like if you find hip hop at 25, I don't think you go, you know what? I love this music. I want to be a thug now. I think it's when you're a child. You grow up hearing that, seeing the music videos and see all the cars and the women and the chains and all this kind of stuff. I think that's when you get impressed upon by hip hop.
They'll kill their mama for some clout in a chain. I'm so used to hearing people hate, I get it. Hip-hop hates me and I hate it too. It's been this way forever. I don't move like them, I'll never be accepted. I got rich without a cosign. I won't hold you cause you're jealous. I don't want the clout, I don't need a friend. Y'all can keep your beats. Never signed a deal, so every dollar goes to me. I've been humble, ain't been flexing, ain't been showing off my blessings. Maybe I should take a second to make sure y'all get the message. I'm in beast mode, check the teeth glow. I don't need dough. Everything is Fendi, Gucci, Sachi, Louis V. Oh, nothing new to me, no. Too much green to keep, bro. $100,000 every hour that I sleep for. I don't talk about it cause the way my mama raised me good. All these rappers hate me, if they don't, I'll say they maybe should. HOG, the army, they say crazy is as crazy does. So watch yourself, blood on our hands, don't bother us, we bathe in blood.
Dang.
And that verse was hard with what he did with his voice there, and then the beat how it switched. That was hard. That was hard. And he said HOG, the army. Oh my goodness.
It's an
Rolls
army.
deep.
It's an army. for sure.
HOG rolls deep.
This is such an interesting video to me.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, this is my thing. I like the song. I like the video. I like the lyrics and the message. But I just like when Tom gets, like, I guess, what would you call it? Like I don't know, counterculture? I don't
Right.
know.
Like pro freedom.
When he get, like, I just like that so much.
Right? And it just feels real. It doesn't feel like he's doing it to get clicks. Like, I feel like some people kind of ride that wave.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But it doesn't feel like he's one of those people. It just feels authentic. Like, you
Feels
just
like
feel
he's
it.
just
Feel like he's
expressing
shooting from the
himself.
heart.
The thing, I guess, with this video, this is my thing. He's so good at doing hip hop, what I would call right. You know what I mean? Like taking the sort of like energy and the beat and the color, like the lighting and the aggression and stuff, but putting it into something that's not killing people. That's, you know what I mean?
Right.
So whereas like I don't actually like that he hates hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right, but he's not saying he hates this style of music. I think he hates the current culture, the
Right.
hip hop culture right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I think it's
That makes
his
sense.
artistic
I'm just like,
expression.
it's breaking my brain. I'm like watching it and I'm just like, oh, but we need more people like you in hip hop.
And then he wouldn't hate hip hop.
Yeah. I feel like that's exactly what it is. It's the culture. And
Right now, if you say, "Hey, do you listen to hip hop?" to someone,
you're not thinking of Tom MacDonald.
they're not thinking, "Yeah, do you listen to Tom MacDonald?" They're thinking, "Oh, do you listen to all the rappers he's talking about with Lil in their name and all the fake rap, all that kind of stuff, thug rappers, basically."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
someone says hip hop culture, they're not talking about Tom MacDonald
Right.
and the culture he's built. You know what I mean? They're talking
Right.
about in the streets.
I like that you said that, the culture he's built.
I feel like he's building a culture, like a different kind of culture, you know?
He is. And it's different than what you think of it. It's literally its own culture. And that's my, like, sort of where I'm stuck with this specific song, is that, like, I feel everything he's putting down, but it's just like, dang, hip hop's not going anywhere. So, like, I feel like him taking a stand in hip hop is, like, actually, like, making me like hip hop. So I don't know. You
Right.
get what I'm saying.
How dare you call me a rapper when all these rappers don't have nothing left to say? I hate hip-hop. It's full of liars and actors. These little rappers about as real as they names. I hate hip-hop. Keep the glitz and the glamour, cause all these rappers are putting kids in their graves. I hate hip-hop. The whole culture is cancer. They'll kill their mama for some clout and a chain.
Dang. What was the line out of that one that caught you the most? Like, what was the best lyric or
These
What's
rappers
that?
are putting kids in
that
their
one?
graves.
That is exactly
That's
what
the one
yeah.
that stuck with me, because I really believe that. I really believe that
Right?
is 100% true.
And I never thought about it that way.
I just wonder what the number is, because there's no statistic on that. Like, how do you track that? You know what I mean? Like, what was someone's biggest influence who died young due to
Right.
drugs or street life, any of that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? So you can't really track it. So they can just
Right.
wash their hands of it.
They can't.
Just keep
And-
making money.
But it really does kind of go back to hip hop. Because, like, when you think of, like, hoods and gang violence and all this stuff, it's like, well, there was gangs and stuff like that in the 80s and 90s, but it's like, that was drugs. Well, drugs and hip hop kind of like, you know what I mean? But before that, it's like people weren't exactly using guns. They were more like like fist fighting, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the old school, like, sort of I don't even know, way of claiming territory.
Right, but I think hip hop was instrumental in bringing that street culture, that thug culture, that hood culture to
Right.
the county.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
To the burbs. It's so many
Ooh.
kids who live in the burbs now. If you see how they dress, you think, oh, they're from the streets. They're from the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
And they're really trying to live that life.
and music is like the fastest way for it to travel.
Right. And then women growing up seeing the hip hop thing, now they're attracted to thugs. They want a thug. So now you have county kids that if they're not thugging, they're not cool enough to date certain women. 'Cause these women want a thug.
Because that's
You know what I mean?
hard.
Right. I feel like
That's
all
tough.
that. So it even ruins relationships. You know what I mean? I feel like all that does come from that kind of music. That street music, thug music, glorifying drugs, killing people, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Another necessary song for the culture from Tom MacDonald. That beat was tough. The song hits you.
Right?
You know what
It
I mean?
like broke my
hits you.
brain. It got me like thinking and kind of like, but I loved it. Like I like hip hop, like, but it's like you're like necessary, but
That's all I have on this one.
that's all I got.
Thanks for kicking it on the couch with us. We just started Discord about a few days, a week ago or so. If you want to join it, the link will be in the description. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you want to help the channel grow, if you want to grow the couch gang, you can like, comment, subscribe, or share this video with anyone who would love to see it. We appreciate you. That's a wrap.
I don't know. Tell me, man, what do you know? What do you know? Me and my boys on the road. You to go. She told me, boy, you to go. Like, I don't know. But I don't know.